So as you can see from this is the only offline tournament that I've ever gone to. And so this video is going to be kind of giving my experience from my first ever offline event as a Wi-Fi warrior. So, for my first ever event, me and my family went out to QuadCon in Cedar Rapids, where there was multiple different events, booths, venues everywhere. My sister went on to just look around and buy stuff, watch the cosplay competition, and I personally went on to just go to the Smash Ultimate Singles tournament. Now this event had a total of 56 total people play out of the 59, including many ranked Iowa players, including P-Easy, who was number 2 in Iowa, MetaMain, who's number 8, Noir, who I believe was top 5, and then just, at the bottom of the list there was me. So, how did I stack up against the top talent of Iowa? Now, I got there a little before bracket had started, and got a little practice in with Chem Dizzle, who, as their thing says, is a snake player. Now, it went kind of back and forth, mostly in his way. It's a good bit of first practice for offline events, and, well, shortly after me and him were playing, I was called out to start my first round of bracket. My first match was against AW. Now, I forgot who their first character was, which, I'm sorry, but I do remember that in Game 2, they switched to Captain Falcon. And yeah, that was a fun set. It was the first set that was on like the big projector / recording for YouTube that they have. So yeah, that's gonna be cool when that comes out. I even got the worst quality picture of me on the victory screen. I sadly did not get his character because I'm pretty sure this was game 1 that I recorded it. But yeah, I went in with the tag Big Fire Moon fan so I could swap between Byleth and Corrin, so being on the big projector for my first ever match of offline tournament was pretty fun. And the crowd was surprisingly excited for the stuff I would do, which that also felt pretty good, but also means there's no Byleth in Iowa. And the first set between me and AW went in 2-0 fashion to me. So immediately achieved my first goal of not going 0-2 offline. It was a great set to play, and I had zero complaints about winning that. But then came my next round. My next round was number 1 seed of the tournament and number 2 player in Iowa, P-Easy. Now, I didn't have high hopes coming into it, but I also didn't truly expect to be seeded highly. It was just very unfortunate seeding that my next round after my first ever offline set would be against number 2 in the state and number 1 in the tournament. Unsurprisingly, the set went 2-0 in P-Easy's favor. Closer than I thought it would be. He had friends in the background talking the entire time. I couldn't understand what they were saying. But he also tried to hit a Falcon Punch on me, which kind of shocked me. Didn't hit, but I guess that's one reason it probably got a little closer than I thought, because he knew he was just styling on me. Now, my next round was against Zarin, who was a Falco / Mewtwo player. And on the setup we had, the setup we went to, we had mods, including Pokemon Stadium 2 looking like mementos, which was pretty cool. And they had a ton of skin mods as well. For the set, I decided to go Corrin, as they had a lot cooler mods. Well, I say they, but she had a lot cooler mods than Byleth did. And as you can see, his Mewtwo had the missing no tail and stomach. But I, of course, just went with the Azura Corrin. And that was a great set to play. Now, the set between me and Zarin ended up in a 2-0 victory for me. Game 2 was a lot closer than Game 1, but I still ended up pulling out the victory here with my Corrin. Now, my next round was against Zigzagoon, who was playing with a Smashbox controller with Fox. which kind of threw me off guard, but at the same time I wasn't too worried about what controller he's playing with. Just another set for me to play, and another set in losers I didn't want to lose. And my run didn't end there, as I took the set 2-0 over Zigzagoon and moved on to the next round. My next round was against somebody who was quite nice to me the entire tournament, Diablo, a min-min player that also has a Byleth. And when a surprise character in our round, he ended up playing Pikachu, because he had asked, since he plays Byleth, he was like, think I'd know her worst matchups, but who are their worst matchups? So I pointed out Sonic and Pikachu, and he said he'll just try out the Pikachu then. Unsurprisingly, as an inexperienced Pikachu player, after he lost with his Min-Min, it did not go well game 2 for him. And I ended up taking another set 2-0, moving on to losers round 5. Now, in potentially the worst bit of bracket luck for my first offline tournament, I faced the same Snake player who I played against while prepping for the tournament, as I faced Chem Dizzle, who was the 8th seed for this tournament. Now the set was full of laughter, but it ended up in a 2-0 Chem Dizzle victory, with potentially the most unfair Snake up tilt hitbox to end the game, which sadly I don't have, but it was hilarious to see. Especially since he converted it off of a grenade that beat my up air. Now, it was an unfortunate ending, but how did I do? Despite the fact that you all saw it at the beginning on the Smash GG, we'll talk about that. My first offline event ended in a 13th out of 56 players, meaning I was 2 sets away from the top 8 finish. I was the 32nd seed of the tournament and lost to seed number 1 and seed number 8. I won 4 sets and I lost 2, with a 66% win rate. So a very successful first offline tournament for the Wi-Fi Warrior, MJI.